Um, Good morning po.
Good
Let me introduce,
morning.
let me introduce my group mates. And this is Nash and David Manulu and Ramon Saver R. Gonzalez po. And I'm John Philippe Disabilia.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, first po, what's your name po? What's your full name?
I am Joey Lazarte, currently working with Viking for almost 9 years now as first housekeeper.
About sa career advice po, what
Mhm.
are the most critical pieces of advice you can offer students who aspire to pursue a long-term career in the cruise industry?
Patience.
Mm.
Patience should be number one. And when you come on board, dapat open-minded kayo. Kasi you meet a lot of people from other walks of life, other parts of the world that you've never realized that you're gonna meet in your life. Tapos may mga ugali sila na hindi tayo sanay. The same way goes for them naman din. So talagang dapat patience. Kasi pag wala kang pasensya, I don't think anybody will be able to stay long sa pagbabarko.
And follow-up question lang po regarding doon. Ano po yung mga ginawa niyo po or steps po na nangyari sa buhay niyo para po ma-achieve yung position niyo po ngayon?
Actually, I didn't plan on working on the ship. Psychology major ako noon, Adams University sa Manila. Wala lang, gusto ko lang, kasi yung goal ko nun is to graduate and then have work. Hindi ko naisip na mag-work out of the country. Lang yung dad ko kasi nag-work sa Warco. Ano rin siya? Chef siya. He was a chef in Carnival Cruise Lines for 25 years. So siya yung, nakikita ko yung pros and cons nung trabaho sa barko. Tapos nung nag-tapos ko ng college, parang siguro naging automatic. Na parang sige gusto ko na lang gawin yung ginagawa niya because anyhow, he's able to go around the world and get paid for it. Then yun na yun, dire-diretso. I started as entry level as in custodial. Yung naglilinis ng toilet bowls sa public spaces. Imagine mo yung pasensya mo having graduated a psychology course in a nice university in Manila tapos biglang pag sampa mo sa barko, maglilinis ka ng inidoro. Diba? Eh sa atin, ang sa culture kasi natin, yung mga ganong klaseng trabaho is for the people who didn't had the chance to study well, 'di ba? Yung mga walang means to study, so yun lang yung nagiging fallback nila as a job dyan sa Pilipinas. Tapos pagdating dito, yun ang gagawin mo. Kaya talagang yung pride mo, nilunok mo, tapos yung patience mo, first month ko iyak ako ng iyak. First month ko iyak ako ng iyak kasi hindi ko alam ba't ako nandun. But tiyaga, siguro yung naging stepping stone to move up to where I am now is yung culture din natin ang nakatulong sa akin. Kasi masyado tayong masipag. Di ba? Ang mga Filipino, very hardworking. Doon talaga tayo known sa ibang bansa. Talagang trabaho lang. Tapos nakikita mo naman yung sinusweldo mo, doon natutuwa ka na, nababawasan na yung grievance mo dun sa kung ano man yung position na ginagawa mo at the moment na hindi mo inaakala na doon ka mapupunta. To be honest, ang environment sa barko, okay naman siya. Kasi imagine mo yung buong mundo hindi nagkakasundo pero kami sa barko, okay naman kami lahat. We party together, we work hard together. Pero itong pag lumalabas na, bumabalik na sa mga bansa nila, away-away na, di ba? Tiyaga lang siguro kung paano ko nakarating dito. Tiyaga, pasensya, and continuous learning. In a sense na basa-basa ka ng libro. But try to learn from everybody that you meet. Ayun lang.
If any, what are your major regrets or unexpected realities about joining the cruise line industry and how you have navigated them po?
Regret is you miss a lot in your old life. You miss a lot of things. Kasi, pag matagal mo nang ginagawa yung pagbabarko, you will realize that you entered a different world, very different from how people are back in land. So pag bumabalik ka sa Pilipinas, first vacation, second vacation, third, hanggang fifth siguro ng vacation mo. Fifth time mong bumalik ng barko o bumalik sa Pilipinas para magbakasyon. Medyo okay pa eh. Afterwards, you will feel na iba ka na. You still have the same friends. Most of them will disappear kasi walang communication. But if you really have that group of friends that na talagang lagi kayong in communication, makikita mo pa rin sila pag nagbakasyon ka. However, merong iba sa feeling. Hindi ko ma-pinpoint kung ano yung iba. However, I just think na siguro yun yung kapalit kasi wala ako sa Pilipinas. I'm not always there. Plus, I am a single mom. My daughter is growing so fast na ang dami kong namimiss. Ang dami kong namimiss sa milestones niya sa buhay. Tapos, yung ngayon kasi teenager na siya. So, hindi ko siya matulungan, hindi ko siya ma-back upan, wala ako doon. Hindi ko siya masuportahan as much as I want to. Wala ako sa Pilipinas para mag-guide siya or basta malaki yung at stake when you decide to work abroad, not only in cruise ship siguro. Siguro doon din sa mga taong nag-iibang bansa and their families back home. Malaking kaibahan. However, okay, makikita mo naman din yung achievement mo kasi mas maganda na yung bahay nila, mas maganda na yung school na pinapasukan niya, mas nabibili mo yung gusto mo without looking at the tag of the price of what you want, ganun. Financially, yun lang talaga siguro yung nakaka-recover sa lahat ng frustrations na wala ka sa Pilipinas. Yun, na malayo ka sa family. Pero napakalaking impact naman din nun sa pagkatao nila. Yun. Paano ko na-overcome? I just do it. Don't have any choice. Di ba? Kasi gusto natin maayos sila eh. Gusto natin maayos yung pamilya eh. Yan ang kaibahan ng Filipino sa mga ibang lahi na nasa barko. Because most of the other nationalities, they work for themselves. Unfortunately, us Filipinos, we work for our loved ones. Laging yun ang rason eh. May pamilya ako, kaya ako nandito. But with Europeans and other nations, they are here just because they want to see how it is. They are here just because they're curious about it. Kaya pag nakikita mo yung mga Filipino, usually ang mga Pinoy yung pinakamatagal na nandun sa company. Sila kasi pag ayaw na nila eh. They go and walk away. That's it. But for us, minsan natatali tayo sa responsibilities because of our love.
May follow-up question lang po, ma'am. Ano po yung mga strategies nyo para ma-maintain yung healthy work-life balance and maprotektahan yung well-being nyo while you're on contract po?
In fairness naman kasi sa company namin, actually I think in every cruise lines, they have this. They have that particular, I cannot say it's department because here it's under the HR, Human Resources Management. Yung meron silang monthly activities, every month there's a crew activity calendar that they have. Meron silang mga representative in each department na parang committee nila. Tapos they do a meeting every month and then they formulate what will happen for the following month. We have crew appreciation dinner every month. We have crew tours. Tapos meron ding mga sports activities. We have a spa night every week. Maraming ino-offer yung Viking to deviate sa work life ang crew member. Tapos meron din naman kaming crew bar. Crew bar is there all the time. It opens in the evening around 9 until 1. Tapos makita mo naman dun yung mga tao. Chill lang naman, hindi naman laging nagiinom. However, that is like an area where you can just go and chill out and then people come and sit down and you start chit-chatting like that. May mga ganun. However, in order for you to be able to really take care of yourself, you have to decide to take care of yourself. Kasi usually pagod ka eh. Pagod ka the entire day. Lalo na pagka turnaround, yung palitan ng pasahero. Like yesterday, it was a turnaround day for me. So, yung pagod mo, minsan iisipin mo, pupunta pa ba ako sa crew bar, or will I attend this event for crew, or matutulog na lang ako. Ganon yung ano eh. Ang suggestion ko is, in order to work-life balance, it is really hard to have on board. You have to decide it for yourself kung gusto mo magkaroon ng work-life balance. Kasi minsan masasukam ka sa pagod mo. Na hindi mo naiintindihan kung ano nangyayari, gusto mo na lang matulog. Mahirap hanapin yung work-life balance. However, kaya naman. Kaya mo naman. Siguro, pag bago pa lang kayong sumampa sa barko, excited pa kayo eh. Unang kontrata nyo, wala kayong gawin kundi lumabas. Silipin ko anong nandun sa labas. What's happening over there. Ang ano ko lang siguro, how you say that? Mga papapayo ko lang. I suggest that pag may chance kayong lumabas, wag naman kayong lumabas to find somewhere to eat. Yun usually ginagawa ng Pilipino. Pupunta ng, let's say, pupunta ng Naples, Italy, kakain sa Jollibee. Hello! Ang daming Jollibee sa Pilipinas, di ba? Ang mahal-mahal pa. Di ba? Pag pupunta ka ng isang place, you should explore what is in that place. What's so special why the ship is going there. Right? Sa Naples kasi, malapit dun yung ano, yung I forgot kung ano yung bulkan na na-wipe out silang lahat sa Italy. Oh, I forgot. Nakainis. Malapit sa Naples yun, yung kung saan man yung bulkan na na-wipe out lahat ng tao sa island na yun sa Italy. Kaya nagpupunta dun yung, at saka nandun yung very good na number one, nag-originate yung ano, yung pizza, Napolitana pizza. Yung specialty ng Italy, kung saan nagsimula yung kanilang pizza stuff sa Napoli. Isa pa yung para may work-life balance kayo. Enjoy nyo with your eyes, not with your cellphone. My gosh. Minsan pupunta ka, oh, picture. Hindi mo na na-appreciate yung nakikita mo. Time to appreciate what you see around you. Siguro, para sa akin, ang work-life balance ko is appreciating what I see outside. In Montenegro. Another day, you're in Croatia, Dubrovnik. Another day, you're in Italy. O, saan ka pa, diba? Siguro yun lang yung feeling ko nakakapag-balance.
Ano lang po, briefly discuss your professional and personal mindset related to the following areas, which are your work ethics, your professional growth, tapos po, general protocols on board, then best and worst experience on board.
General protocol. Okay, simula tayo sa protocols, baka makalimutan ko kasi. Paulit ko sa iyo yun isa-isa mamaya. General protocol, sa ship kasi, very into public health. Number one yan, safety of life at sea, and public health. Those two things are like, yun yung pinaka-focus mo in your everyday life. Kung, di ba pag nagpunta kayo ng restaurant, sometimes may mga langaw-langaw na lumilipad-lipad, hindi pwede yun on board. Ang hygiene talaga namin dito sa kusina, tsaka sa iba pang aspect, sa iba pang areas ng barko. Very high talaga ano ba yung tawag? Hindi ko ma-explain in words, pero very dedicated kami na kailangan talaga we follow strict environmental policy, public health policy. Sa atin, yung diarrhea is just a common thing. Here, it's a big deal. Pag may diarrhea yung pasahero, nako, ang dami ng kasunod niyang sanitizing, ganyan-ganyan, ang dami ng isolation and all that stuff. Tapos, work ethics, just always, normal na kasi sa ating Filipino yung magtrabaho ng maigi. Yung pag tayo nagtrabaho, gusto natin yung trabaho natin maayos. Gusto natin yung trabaho natin pulido. Kaya maraming nagiging successful na Filipinos, not only on board, but most probably around the world. Kasi, when we work outside the country, ang sipag-sipag natin, tapos hindi tayo nagsasettle sa mediocre na work result. Kailangan laging talaga namang the best yan. Kailangan maayos talaga yung outcome ng trabaho natin. Normal sa atin yun as Filipinos. Minsan lang siguro mas maganda maganda yung nagiging benefit niya kasi any nationality na makakatrabaho mo, makikita nila talaga kung paano ka dedicated sa trabaho mo Although minsan nagtataka sila kung bakit ka ganun. Kahit na yung circumstances or your environment hindi nagiging favorable sa atin. Kasi once in a while, meron pa rin talagang lumalabas ng discrimination. hindi naman, sabi ko nga dun sa isang friend kong South Africa, it's not about them. That's why I'm like this. Although I'm frustrated on some stuff, some things within the department namin. Sabi ko, how I work is not about my boss or not about my hotel general manager. How I work is about me as a person. Me as how I was raised by my parents and me as a person. Yun, and me as how I believe how it's supposed to be. Siguro yun yung naging reason din kung bakit na-achieve ko yung kung nasan man ako ngayon. And best and worst memories, every day is the best memory. Para sa akin Kasi pag nag-start na ako ng inspection nung early in the morning, minsan, wala pa sunrise pa lang. Ang ganda-ganda ng dagat. Ang ganda-ganda ng dagat tsaka ng sunrise. Yung parang na-mesmerize ako lagi. Every day, doesn't matter. Pagka nakikita ko talaga yung sunrise, o kaya naman yung sunset during the evening. Iba yung pakiramdam. So sa akin, every day is a very good day. It's a memorable day. And worst experience, hindi ko na siya maalala, to be honest. For sure, there are some along the way. Pero hindi ko siya maalala. Kasi, why would you dwell onto something that doesn't make you feel good?